Okay. Yes. It's working. Yeah.
Beyond.
You know, some fake little sponsors would be a lot of fun, or little,
It would be fun to kind of
articles.
do that. We
Just
could
do
have,
little
some
skits,
fake
like starters
commercials beforehand.
starter skits. Choo. Yeah, sure. Sure. That's exactly what we're gonna do because we have so much time on our hands these days. All of us are just not busy people at all.
And you changed your name
listen.
on Twitch to Knights of Silver Moon, right?
Yeah, I did. That's right. I know, it was kind of a surprise rebranding because I was kind of tired of the comments that I was getting from the other name. I'm looking at you, Galil. I'm looking at you. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to change this. Later, I was told that I probably should have alerted the media first before I just change it so that everybody has on the same page. But I was like, well, it's done. Too late. And now we are Knights of Silver Moon, which incidentally, Knights of Silver Moon covers the whole channel, and then we have Game of Santos, which is Tuesdays, and then we have the Knights of Silver Moon, which is our other one shots, etc., that we do that are tied into this universe, like we did last week with Extraction from Neverwinter. Which
how'd that go?
It was good. Nobody died, so that's a plus. You don't want.
I got my new backup character.
Oh yeah, he introduced his new character, which was fun. We saw or heard mention of a lot of old faces. So there was a couple of throwbacks to our early days in Neverwinter, and of course nobody but Adam or Galil was the only one who knew who these people were. So everybody else was like, okay, and Galil's just sitting there going, because he knew who all these people were, and he couldn't say anything, and it was pretty amazing because
that's great.
I couldn't metagame.
He couldn't metagame, so oops.
Well done for not doing it.
Yeah, I know. He could have said stuff, but he didn't.
Monster!
They're evil! They're so messed up! No!
Did you see this?
The eye was twitching. Yeah, that was a lot of eye twitching. All right. Well, thank you for, being here on this lovely Tuesday of Tuesdays. So, to start off, last time, on our last episode, because I'm still stuck in that voice.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's either that or I do the intro voice from Avatar, the Legend of Korra. Where it's the announcer guy.
Right.
Yeah, if I could learn how to do that, I'd totally do that.
That'd be righteous.
Meanwhile, in the city of Townsville.
Wait, why does Townsville sound familiar?
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, I haven't watched Powerpuff Girls in a long time. Listen, Kindred, I'm old, okay? I forget these things. They enter my brain in my early years and now have left me. I have filled with random voices and characters now. I don't have space. Mm-hmm.
No excuse.
Hey! Whoa! AARP?
Like a steel trap.
AARP? Actually, when I was cleaning out my room, I threw out a starter pack AARP envelope that I got in the mail.
I said what I said.
No. Okay. Anyway, I got distracted. All right. So last time, we found ourselves in the middle of I wouldn't say really it was a prank war because it was pretty one-sided. Galil waged a prank war against the rest of the parties, I think what we should have called that episode.
And it was epic.
It was a mess, but it was great. So as you guys had been resting in the abandoned fort on the side of the Great Peak Mountains, some of you had gone off in search of mushrooms, because obviously that's what you do whenever you are in a new place. You go off into the woods and you search for mushrooms, upon which you guys had run into a sleeping giant.
My bad.
Accidentally woke him up by leaning on him, and then kind of talked your way out of it, sort of, and then quickly skedaddled so that you would not be found. Galil shot a goat that he thought was just a goat on the side of the mountain, and probably turned out as part of someone's flock. Cooked it, ate it, and then used the head to torment the rest of his party members. Iskra, who had been watching the stars peacefully, trying to get some me time, was rudely interrupted by Phantom of the Opera playing from a severed goat head, as you do. And then you were not conscripted, but you were were asked to join with Kindred and Galil as you then went to go torment Aloquin, Sonder, and Sol as they were having a little mini camp out fortnight. Yeah, sure. Outside of the boat, and thus started fireworks, rain showers, snake summoning, and a wall of fire. I think that about covers it. During that kind of just led up to the next day, where early in the morning, during Galil's watch, Afriel brought Salvador. I was about to go way off course with that one. Salvador and the two of them had left with the breaking of the dawn. And I think that about covers it, as you guys were now continuing your journey north to Silvery Moon. Galil, as you were standing there on the deck, and Afriel and Salvador had just vanished into the sunlight of the breaking dawn. You kind of blink your eyes for a moment and see that as now the sun is kind of starting to rise, you see that there are 3 large figures coming over the horizon. I'm going to make a perception check for me, if you wouldn't mind. One. All right. So these 3 figures are silhouetted in the light of the rising sun, tall, and they're slow moving. And as they're kind of slowly walking towards the fort, you don't hear any sounds coming from their footsteps, but you can tell by the size of them they should be making some sort of sound. But they seem to be walking quietly along the edges of the mountainside there. And you can see that these are 3 giant figures, one on either side of this trio. They carry large, smoothed out tree trunks over their shoulders, basically large clubs. Their clothes are made of wool and leather skins, strapped around their waist. You can see you can now kind of make out their pale gray skin. And in the middle, you gather by the clothing that they are wearing, probably more, she's a female, has her upper torso covered, and her clothing, while made of similar materials, seems to be slightly longer than the plain, almost like short / loincloths that the males are wearing. It seems to be more of like a skirt or such. Around her collar is decorated with these large twine ropes that have strands of polished stones and bones that dangle freely around her neck. And as they are approaching the fort, you can see that the female raises her arms, and both arms above her head as she approaches.
Hi there, how are y'all?
Okay, sorry. What?
No, I'm just gonna wave my hand and just scream out, "Hi, who are you?"
Did we hear him yelling?
Make a perception check.
14.
Okay.
I got a 23.
23.
I got a 20, but not a natural 20. An unnatural 20.
A dirty 20. Alvin, what'd you say?
1.
1? Okay.
25.
25. So, Sol, Sonder, and Iskra, you guys would have heard a voice coming from the roof. Or,
Yep.
wait,
We're-
well, who you were outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys would have heard the shout coming from the ship. Not like audible enough for you to really hear or because it's still early in the morning. So the shout would have woken you, disturbed you from your sleep. Whether you react to it or not is up to you, but it wasn't like you hear the exact words.
We hear the sound.
Well, since the sun is coming up, I start to rub my eyes and stretch. And kind of look around.
Okay.
I awaken suddenly and I'm like, I am Sonder.
I look at Saunders' direction and blink a few times, still groggy.
Oh, sorry, I was talking to my mom. She didn't know who I was. She kept asking who I was.
Is this a
So
reoccurring?
I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Okay.
I'll try to.
Sonder, that sounds like a strange dream.
Yeah.
Galil, you see the female lowers her hands. My name is Vaya. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I was screaming out, my name is Galil.
By now they kind of have kept walking as this exchange is going on, and by now they have reached the edges of the broken wall. They haven't crossed it over into it, but you can see that the two males are kind of now holding their clubs, but are keeping like an eye out over the surroundings. And right now the female is the one who's talking to you.
I'm gonna yell out, how can I help y'all?
We have come because it is a rather strange story, perhaps, for not many of our kind go seeking those of your, and she kind of hesitates, type. But we heard word that there were visitors coming through our mountains, and forgive me, but there has been a recent. She kind of her comment is stuttered and broken. Like you can tell she's like searching for the words. There has been a dream, and we came to see if you are the ones who are part of this dream.
And what dream might that be?
Do you mind if we come closer to your vessel?
Yes, please, come.
They kind of look around and they find like the nearest section of like broken wall, and kind of like walking over a small, brick fence or something. They kind of just like clamber over and straddle and kind of joke, go to the other side.
I'm gonna come down and meet them as well.
Okay. All three figures are roughly somewhere between 18 to 20 feet tall. They're the
Giants?
They're giants. The female who is standing there in the center, and by this point, you guys do hear and feel the slight, like those of you who are camped outside, the slight vibrations of the earth as they move about. But they're by no means like clombering, as they walk around. Right.
I think I'm gonna peek my head out of curiosity.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna step over,
We'll do like
quietly, cautiously walk over.
The heads pop out of the. Yeah, totally see that. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Calm down.
And roll for initiative.
That was not.
When I look out, do I recognize that male that we had seen
No.
yesterday?
You just see three similar gray-skinned giants.
Okay.
We're like a prairie dog colony.
Yeah, basically, or a bunch of not lemurs, meerkats. You know, just like
meerkat manner.
Yes.
I'm going to walk over to Galil and just see if everything's okay. I can speak giant just in case. I don't know if they're talking common or
they're talking common right now. But you can tell that they're kind of struggle. It's broken and kind of struggling.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch Galil for any signs of distress.
Hey, Galil, and I'll say it in giant. Greetings, tall ones.
The woman kind of looks over at you, and the other two seem to. They look over at where all the little heads popped up, and kind of are keeping an eye on you guys, but they don't act with any sort of hostility. But they are like very much watching everybody.
Friends.
The woman looks over at you, Soul, and in giant she bows, and in giant bows in giant. I got so much. I condensed the entire conversation into bows and giant. That's fine. She bows and in giant tells you, "Greetings yourself, small one." She turns back to Galil. Tell me, you are traveling with many people, yes? Where, may I ask, are you going?
Currently, Silvery Moon?
She kind of like looks at the other one of the males, and the male just kind of goes, "Oh." She looks back. Is that north that you go?
Yes.
Ah. So then the dream is true. She looks over at your ship. It is strange when you see a dream come to life. It has not happened to me before, but I have heard of others of my kind who have experienced such things. Your ship, it does not use water to travel, right?
No, it doesn't.
She looks at the other two, and they kind of nod. And, like, you can see their expressions change a little bit. Kindred, by now you can hear there's kind of a loud conversation outside your window. As you're kind of waking up, you can kind of hear it through the wall a little bit. And not like they are shouting, but their voices are just loud.
Project.
They kind of project, yeah. They're not trying to whisper, but they're not like shouting at everybody either. Our clan lives near these woods and in these mountains. I had a dream, and it was a dream that was shared by all the clans. As many of our kind seem to have all had the same dream. The others of the Ordning have all conferred, and we have all had the same dream, and we have been looking out for a boat that or ship that sails no waters, with people heading north to the cold lands. And it seems you are the ones. The night before, Karzarhan spoke to one of your companions, and he said that you had said you were not just traveling and passing through, but these days there are not many who travel along these mountains. We need to tell you that we know what is coming, and messages are being sent out to all the other ordnings, both stone and hill, cloud and storm, fire. They have all been told. There is much that still needs to be done, but she kind of like reaches up. You can tell she's still like struggling with words, but she's like forcing through. She turns over to Soul and starts talking in Giant. Tell your friends. The dream goes like this. There is a battle between heavens and hells. The deviled dragon rises to swallow the world. With her ally, death. Aid must be given, or the heavens will falter and all will be lost. Do not fear. The sacrifices will be made, and the world, bathed with fire and falling stone, will be made anew. Watch for the ship that sails no water. A lie will be spoken in the name of peace, and you shall know their faces. For they are the heralds, and death follows. For the heir of death is with them. And she kind of...
So when she's telling me that, I'm kind of interpreting it in common to Galil as best as I can.
Yeah. And she turns to Galil. I am sorry. There are certain things that are hard for me to be able to speak in your tongue. But when in need, know that my clan, the Thunderlanders, we will stand with you when the time comes. She tells that to Galil.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to
And by
specify.
this time, could I have made my way to the deck of the ship and just kind of watch the
Yeah,
whole process, everything
yeah.
going on?
So you get to the as you open. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Once you get up to the top, you do see like these two large standing giants and one female giant that is kind of kneeling down on one knee, speaking to Galil as close as possible.
Does Iskra, Sonder, and Alequin, are they able to hear our conversation as well?
Yeah, they're. I mean, the little spot that you guys had chosen is not far from where you guys were at.
Cool.
So, she looks at Galil and she nods and stands. She turns back and looks up at the mountains and points in one of the directions. There, between the two peaks, you will find a waterfall. Behind that waterfall is where we call home. If you need shelter, or any of your people need shelter, you may find us. Tell them that Vaya has approved of you coming for aid.
What is the name?
Yeah.
Vaya.
Vaya?
Mhm.
Okay.
She stands. I know you have much more to do and far places to go, but know that you are not alone in this world. Whatever evils may be coming, the giants will fight the dragons.
As she's saying this, am I getting any weird feelings at all?
I don't know. Are you getting any weird feelings at all? Like what? What do you mean exactly?
I don't know.
It's
I
a
don't know,
movie
like-
for him. So.
Attraction.
I love me a tall woman.
No, just the story she's saying about like fire, dragons, anything crazy, dark, demonic, crazy stuff.
You're getting those vibes just because it's
Just being a giant.
it's familiar in the sense that this is kind of they're apparently they're having a similar prophetic dream along the same lines that you guys are, one that you already know, and those similarities. But other than that, nothing that's out of the ordinary. Nothing super special about it.
You said battle between hell and heaven, or heaven and hell. Dragon consumes
The devil dragon, yeah.
devil dragon. Devil dragon
Our-
consumes what?
Rises to swallow the world with her ally, death.
Okay, cool. I got everything
Meet your
else.
girl.
I can type it up for you guys afterwards.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys can see the whole script.
Cool.
The whole prophecy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the whole thing, the whole shenanigan. She turns to the two men. This is Vorok, and that is Marad. We wish you well. And she kind of stands up, and brings a hand and places over her heart, and bows a little. May you be well.
I bow back to her.
Okay.
Even though I'm standing farther away, I'm gonna follow Soul's lead.
You got very dramatic. A bow. All right. So they kind of get up and nod, and it's one of those awkward what do we do now? And then they kind of they turn and head back towards the walls of the fortress of the fort. The men kind of back up with them facing you because they still clearly are not trusting, but the woman has.
So before she turns her back to us, can I try to get a good look at her face from where I'm at on the deck of the ship?
Sure. Make a perception check.
That is a 5.
With the light that's kind of streaming in the early morning, and you get a decent glance at it. You think you could probably remember it if you needed to, but it's kind of, though she wasn't really facing you much, so you only get glimpses.
Get side boob.
Get the side boob.
That's all it was.
Yeah, of course. All right. So, what are you guys doing? As they start now backing up, and you can see them climbing back over the wall, heading out.
I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna go over to Galil and be like, "What was that about?"
They were selling real estate.
Oh, okay. Here?
Yeah. Buildings, dude.
I kind of look around and just I don't think I'd want to live here. I don't
Leech
know.
down.
Do not listen to Galil. He is making a funny.
I like that. I love that. He's making a funny. All right.
So the giant woman comes and says about dream that she has, which includes us and ship. Is not good dream. Seems like it's a prophecy, and I'll look to Galil to explain the rest of it.
It's basically Tiamat rising with death and killing us all.
Oh,
What he said.
It's kind of like
wonderful.
I just kind of like nod my head. I'm like, that's kind of odd for giants to be having dreams about us and the ship that we're on.
Yeah.
She said the same thing, that it does not happen often, but that it was a shared dream among her and her people.
Among the clans.
That can't be ignored.
I agree.
What do we do with this information?
I think we should get everyone and tell everyone. I do not know, but maybe someone else does.
I'm going to think about Carp.
Okay.
And like ask him if he experienced what we just did, or if he knows what happened just now in my head.
In your head, you're trying to like reach out with your mind to him.
Mhm.
You don't really feel any sort of connection at the moment.
Well, we should definitely tell Carp and Lady Farlight. I think that would help if they had more insight into what's to happen. At least we know what's to come, possibly.
I kind of like look up at Kindred from like where I am to look at him. Did you get any of this?
Do I see like him mouthing words or?
You're not like terribly. You're probably about 40 to 50 feet away from him at the moment, so you can hear him. But it's not like, you know.
My hands to, I put my hands to my mouth and I.
It's gonna see back. I'm like, what are you saying? And what was all that about?
You know, we'll just come up. There's things and stuff and prophecies and I don't know. We'll come tell you.
How about we get everyone on the ship and get on?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And breakfast.
Ooh. And a shower.
Yes. Wait, bath.
There's a bath on the ship? No?
But nature?
You could probably find a river or a creek, the nice, ice cold, fresh mountain water to bathe in if you wish.
I turn around
The
and
best.
Waterfall.
I look at the I look at the wilderness as I like walk onto the ship.
You're like, well, maybe
We're gonna
later.
need plates if we want breakfast. I start
Right.
picking up the remnants of last night
Ooh, yes.
and then heading onto the ship.
Okay. So,
Maybe we could stop by that waterfall.
well, I mean, you currently cannot see a waterfall, but you imagine it's somewhere back in the mountains, a ways
Between the-
away. Yes. All right. So, you guys get back on the ship, prepare for breakfast. While you guys are getting ready,
I'm relaying all this to Kindred.
okay, you relay the whole thing to Kindred.
And then I write it all down. And do we have a map or anything?
You imagine either Sandra has, he's been keeping one as you guys have been traveling, and then Alina also has a map of.
I'm really glad this isn't the same giant that you killed the sheep of.
It was a
Yeah.
goat.
We don't know that for
the
sure.
goat, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'd just go up to Sonder if he's got a map and just kind of like, you should mark this spot and just put Giants Allies Waterfall.
Yeah, good idea. It's somewhere between here. Eventually, if we are heading that way, we can stop by and just see where it is kind of at. At least we know it's in this area between the mountains.
Could be useful if we decide to liberate Silvery Moon at some point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you guys are preparing and enjoying breakfast, you hear through the pipes a loud whistling sound.
That was a flashback.
Did you have some PTSD just there, Alequin?
I did. Bo's mate pops out of the damn place.
You hear the voice. I'm glad everybody has been woken up and is now enjoying your breakfast while we're hard at work trying to get this ship off the ground. While you're doing so, just make sure you hold on to your plates and cups because I'm taking this bird off. We're making good time to head north. It looks like the weather's gonna be clear, etc., etc. Thank you for whoever bought my grandson that whistle. I'm going to personally find out who did it and shove it down your throat.
I stifle a laugh, like bite my lips.
I look at Iskra and I look worried.
I just giggle.
I believe her.
Trying to find the mute button.
The mute. Where is the mute button? All right. So as you guys are sitting and eating, you can hear the powering up of the elemental, and you can feel the slight rumbling sensation of the ship as it starts to lurch up off the ground. And you guys, from whatever porthole you might be, you can see that the fort starts to fall away, as well as the mountain side and the forest, and even beyond the forest, you can see the bog, the Fallen Lands bog, as it kind of starts falling away as the ship starts rising up into the morning air. You guys have the next 8 to 10 hours as the ship starts flying and heading north. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to go talk to Sonder.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go ask Galil some questions.
All right. So Iskra, what would you like to do?
Where is Sonder right now?
I'll be in the common room where we were eating, just kind of like playing the loot.
Okay.
But not too like invested that you can't go up and talk to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go and sit down near you. Like, Sonder, can I ask about your abilities?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Well, manipulating water seems to come so naturally to you. It took me a lot of study, and you still kicked my butt a few days ago. I was wondering if maybe you'd be willing to teach me what you know, or give me some kind of pointers.
Absolutely. I was born with these abilities. I suppose they came from my father. He was a djinn, a genie of types, a very powerful magical being, but arrogant, and he's gone now. But I inherited his abilities. I suppose I could teach you a couple of exercises to help you loosen up and understand how water flows and how to manipulate it how you'd like.
That would be appreciated, definitely. I get the feeling that things are going to get a little more dramatic than they've already been, so...
Right. I think so as well. And get creative with your abilities. It's useful sometimes. Sometimes water can do more things than you imagine.
Back where I'm from, it was the one element that was easiest to manipulate, so that's what we focused on. You could find it most places in some form, at least in a cup or a barrel.
Right.
The earth, most of it around was stone. The fire is a little more chaotic and difficult to control. So I never moved past water. And even then, I've got a few moves every once in a while, but it's, still nothing compared to what you can do.
I'm still. I could not move a tsunami if I wanted to. I'm minimal as well. I only have so much power, but I will teach you what I know. And follow me out to the outside, and we'll work on what we can.
Thanks.
All right.
So we'll
I
go and
do
do
that.
that then.
Yeah, cool.
I follow them because I was in the room too, just listening.
Fair enough. Aelin probably follows along shortly after as well, just because he wants to be able to watch and see what is happening. All right, and then Alec, when you said you were gonna go,
Yeah, I was gonna go find Galil real fast.
assuming Galil, you're probably in your room.
Yeah.
So really quick, are we like 8-ish or so hours like from getting to Silvery Moon, or like until we make our stop for the night?
So you stop for the night. You have this will
Okay.
be the last stop before you get there.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna walk up the stairs. I'm gonna go to Galil's room and just knock on the door.
It opens.
It opens. I take a few steps back. Galil?
Yes.
Kind of like poke my head in. Hey,
You just see me brushing Finn.
With the feathers,
Yeah.
you're brushing the feathers. Okay.
stroke that bird. Dog thing.
Hey,
Give it
is
scritches. Give it scritches. Okay, sorry.
is this a bad time?
No.
No? Okay. Well, a few questions have been on my head the past few days. All right, like ever since you fought that the fiend guy, the Ochre Venice elf.
Yeah.
What was he like?
A douche.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like he's ever since I saw him outside of the shop, I've just been worried. And you fought him, didn't you?
Yeah, but if Isker wasn't there, I'm pretty sure I would have fallen too.
Is he that strong?
To be frank, I was terrified as well.
I don't know. Like ever since he found interest in me, that's just I don't know. I think about it constantly, and it's just driving me mad. And the fact that you and Iskra fought him and maybe fought him off, you didn't defeat him at all, did you?
No, he managed to get away, but really cut him up a bit.
Well, that's good. Was he alone?
At the time, yeah.
Okay. So the female wasn't there with him. Okay.
No.
Did he mention why he was at the shop? Or like what he was trying to do with I kind of like point in the direction of like where the other merchant shop guy is resting.
No, he's gone.
Oh, okay. Well,
Him and Cart left this morning before everyone woke up.
wow. I forgot he can do that. Well, I'm glad everything worked out fine. I'm glad that I guess she wasn't there with him because that would have been that could have just turned out bad. Just of all the vibes I got from her and him.
Yeah, but something tells me we're gonna see him soon.
Same. Alright. Alrighty. And then for the next like 20 or 30 minutes, I'm gonna ask him about Finn and like stuff and just awkward small talk until I find a good excuse to leave.
You know, I think I left the stove on. I'm gonna go and check on the stove. Definitely gonna check on the stove. All right. So, anything else you guys wanted to do until?
After breakfast, I would have just wanted to peek my head in where Salvador.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Okay. Where he was sleeping, and check in on him. And then upon seeing that he's not there, is my poultice still there that I left for him?
Yes.
I'll just take it back and put it in my bag and go back to my room.
It's empty.
Hmm?
I said it's empty. The bottle is there, but it's empty.
Oh, it's empty. Okay, I'll take the bottle and put it back in my bag.
There's also a note there.
Oh, okay. What's it say?
Screw you.
As funny as that is,
Incoming.
no, this is actually written. This is Carp who wrote this. The letter is short, basically. Sorry we had to leave you without saying goodbye. Salvador needs further attention than we can give here. Tell, this is Kindred. Salvador wants you to know that a hobgoblin saved his life. And had it not been for that individual, he would not have escaped with his life. One of the last things the hobgoblin said before Salvador fled was to tell Kindred that he hoped to make people proud. We will see each other soon. Carl.
I kind of fold it back and tuck it in my robes.
All right.
And just head back to my room.
Okay. All right. So,
By the way, DM,
yes.
Ben has fur.
Ben has
Lion part.
Nice. Okay, good to know. I just imagined like a full like lion body with feathers all over, but it's good to know that he has some fur on there too. I mean,
I had to Google it just to make sure.
the power of Google.
Right?
Brought to you by Google. All right. So, Sonder and Iskra, you spend some of the day, some of the afternoon training, I would imagine, right? Because you guys are kind of like working with elements to try and learn some basic controls, etc. Aliquin, what are you going to do for the day?
left Glue's room after I was asking some really in-depth questions about Finn and his feathers, and that how do you keep it so fluffy up there? You know,
The
I'm
usual.
really glad.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm really glad that he's a part of the team, and I excuse myself because I'm gonna go find Kindred real fast because magic talk.
Obviously.
And then I leave, and I was gonna go over to go find Kindred real fast.
Okay.
Has it been a week since we initially left from the castle or the school?
Not quite, because in this a week is like 10 days. So you've been gone for, I think it's 4 or 5. I think you're approaching your 5th day.
Okay, sounds about right. Just side note, because the poultice I gave everybody, it only lasts a week, and then it's no good.
Okay, yeah, no. So yeah, you still have a little bit of time. All right. So then, Alcuin, you go off to go find Kindred. What do you guys do?
Yes. Well,
I'm in my room.
Well, I'm going to go to his room. Just kind of knock on the door and just wait.
I'm just sitting like at a desk writing in my journal and whatnot, and I just mage hand open the door.
I stand there and kind of poke my head in. Kindred?
Don't even like look up. I just motion for you to come in.
Too late.
I say, excuse me, after my sneeze. Jesus.
That was great. Bless you. Gesundheit.
And then you just leave.
You're like, I'm embarrassed now. Goodbye.
Iskra pauses and looks down towards below deck.
Something exploded.
I sneeze in your room, look at you, make eye contact, and then leave. I'm kidding. No, so, Kindred, question for you. I kind of like grab my little journal and I kind of like fumble through it, like looking for something. Do you know how to do aberration spells at all?
How to do what?
Aberration spells?
Abjuration.
Abjuration spells?
Abjuration?
Yes. Sorry, my handwriting's awful in this journal. It smears.
You see, like, I actually like laugh out loud, like at the thought of the question. That's actually in my specialty.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. I kind of like come over to your desk and I like squat beside you and I hold my journal out like this and I point to one of my spells. Can you can you engrave like a gemstone maybe? Like if I brought you a gemstone, could you like engrave it with an abjuration circle or ruin? I guess I honestly have no idea.
We had talked about this, Aaron, for that spell Earthen Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And what did we decide on that?
I mean, it takes time and
but
resources.
I would be able to do it though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just kind of. Are you showing me the gem or the spell?
I'm showing you the spell. I kind of like flip through the like few pages of it and kind of like reading out loud like what all it says and I'm describing it to you. It says I guess that every spell consumes things and this one apparently consumes a gemstone, but this one apparently it says that it needs to have an aberration circle engraved in it or drawn on it, and I don't know how to do that. It's kind of odd, like
do you mind?
Sure.
So, like, take the book and like kind of look it over, and
it turns into a gigantic grimoire that's like yeah, yeah. It gets heavy sometimes.
But as I'm like reading over it a couple times, I'm like, I should be able to pull this off. Do you have the gem?
I don't. I was actually going to get one in the town, but they didn't.
How much does it? What does the gem require?
It doesn't specify actually. It just says a gemstone engraved with an aberration spell circle. It doesn't say if it's worth anything or any type of gemstone. I'm assuming would work.
even our little quartz pebbles we found. DM,
How many do we have left?
I have a whole little pouch.
Oh God, I only have one
And I
left.
think we each have one too, don't
Yeah. Oh wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want to test it out?
Yeah, we got time. Let's go for it. So let me see. I'm trying to pull up the spell.
So I go ahead and I'm not going to use mine, but I'm going to take one of the pebbles out of your little gigantic little sack that you have, and like as you're doing things, I'm just looking at it and inspecting it. The shiny, pretty little gemstone.
Click like noise.
Love the click clack sounds.
Is it a level 1 or level 2 spell?
One.
I'll say.
So yeah, I'll spend a couple of hours if needed inscribing a abjuration ward on this one of the energized little quartz gems if I can.
Sure. Seems like it holds the charge.
Seems like what?
It holds the charge, I think. I can
Like
feel
it takes, it
Yeah.
starts taking
Oh.
to it. That's what I meant.
Okay. So then after I finish inscribing it, I'll hand it off to you and let you cast the spell.
Well, I've never done this before. Okay. I hold the gem up. I kind of like clutch it in my hands, and for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to just focus on creating the earthen ward as a ritual.
Okay.
And a ritual doesn't take a spell slot, does it?
No.
No.
Well,
No?
it depends. As a warlock, it might. I don't
No.
know how you're set up.
I don't
It
think
just
so.
says as, like, because there's some that say used or use, and some says at will, and the other is as ritual.
As a ritual, it's just it takes 10
Then
minutes.
no, it doesn't.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast that.
Okay.
What happens?
As you are casting the spell,
Explain.
explain it. As you are casting the spell into the little quartz, the magic seems to compress and fold in on itself, and whereas normally you can see the spell workings that kind of follow your hand as it works, it just seems to be absorbed into the crystal with no immediate effect.
Oh. I don't think it worked.
What's it supposed to look like? Do you know?
It's supposed to I flip back to my book. It's supposed to cover your skin with a close-fitting barrier of mimics your appearance and moves with you. It's like a ward, I guess. When struck by an attack, reduces damage and.
Kindred, make an Arcana check for me.
$15.
From your knowledge of enchanting objects, it seems like whatever the spell was that Alcuin was trying to cast got absorbed by the crystal, but is being held, almost like a spell scroll, or like he needs to somehow activate the spell that is being stored inside. It's basically holding the spell.
Kindred hit me to see if it worked.
You sure?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. Not hard though.
I'll actually just like punch him.
You punch Alcuin. You make physical contact. Nothing seems to happen.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like he
Ow.
punched you.
Ow! Look at Kindred. I don't think it worked. I like rub my jaw.
And how long did it take me to inscribe that on the stone?
It would have taken a little over an hour.
A little over an hour. Okay. Because it's second level. That's why I couldn't find it. So then, can I copy that? Is it in your book, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Can I copy that?
If you can figure out how to work it, by all means, kind of like rub my jaw some more.
So
What did we do
since second
wrong?
level, it takes half the time since it's abjuration and half the gold. Takes me an hour and 50 gold to learn it. So I would spend the next hour doing so if possible.
Okay.
And so then after that, where's my chest?
Galil, what are you doing?
I'm still brushing pen. I'm gonna go.
4 hours and hours.
You're so pretty. Oh, so pretty.
Who's a
Oh,
good
that
birdie?
came off.
Who's a good birdie? Who's a good birdie?
here, brush there.
Is it like a cat that's like, is it like a cat
No.
that's like trying to get away and you're just like holding it still? Like,
The feathers start like bristling on the neck, and he's like, "No, calm, calm."
Little red bows all over him like the cowardly lion.
There you go.
Now I'm gonna go check on the deck and see if I see Iskra and Sonder training.
Yeah. And you can see Sol and Aelin standing off to the side, kind of watching with amusement as the two monks go at it.
I'm
I think
sitting
the
on the floor.
improvisational part is what trips me up. Water is still, but water has life, but then water is improvisational when it interacts with things, right? So how do I know when I'm supposed to be still and when I'm supposed to flow?
Look at the water as you are flowing with it, and then your body becomes the flow, the water itself. Does that make sense? I don't know. It does for
Not
me.
exactly.
Oh,
Here, why don't
it's-
you? I'll just follow the way that you're doing it.
okay. So I take like a strand of water, and it's almost wave-like, just a little thing,
Well,
and so then my body will kind of like
start waving, doing the wave
start
also.
waving with it. Yeah, and I'll show her how like this movement creates this area to move and change.
It's like a guitar and Avatar. Aang.
Yeah, exactly.
And Iskra's moves tend to be like fluid, but then suddenly really sharp because that's the way that she was taught.
I'm gonna get
so-
behind Iskra and like do the whole like
Like the
let me
ghost
show
thing.
you. Yeah.
No, flow your hands like this.
Do I see the
Can
water
hear that
flowing?
song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up there with a cup, get some, turn it into wine, and then drink it while walking away.
Oh, we've been using that water. It's probably sweaty.
It's like dirty mop water. It's hit the
It's
deck
been flying around in the
Yeah.
air, so it's like
Yeah.
picking up debris.
Picking
and
up
stuff.
debris.
the-
and like the
Like,
deck. It
bucket.
falls to the deck. They lift it back up from the deck. It takes all the dirt with some of it with it.
You don't want to know what our water's been. Oh, well, I create water.
No, it's fine. I mean, he didn't take all of it. He just like got a cup of it. You know.
Yeah.
scooped it from the air. All right, Kendra, what were you gonna say?
So, quick question. After reviewing the spell, it doesn't say that the gem breaks or anything, so it just says the ward becomes depleted. So once it's depleted, could we recharge the same gem?
Probably.
Okay. Alakun, did you stay in my room with me while I copy the spell?
I'm just looking at the things on your desk, like all your books and pages and quills, and I'm just intimidated. Just
So, after I finish copying the spell, I will look through my bag of holding, pull out this chest, and when I open the chest, it's filled with gems, like to the brim. 200 gold pieces worth of rubies, 200 of sapphire, 200 emeralds, and 400 of diamonds.
wow.
Dang, little dragon.
Have you ever? I look at the bag. I'm like, have you ever tried to fit somebody in there?
Thought about it.
I mean, like smuggle someone with a bag of holding. I mean,
I've thought about it. Trust me.
we'll test that out after this.
Yes.
Okay.
So but pick one, just not a diamond.
I looked through all of your stuff. I grabbed the blue one because blue is my favorite color.
And I grab an emerald.
Okay.
So I'll spend the next time inscribing an abjuration rune on each of the gems.
I'm knocking on the door, by the way.
I'm just
Ignore
close
it.
the chest, put it back in my bag.
I look to see how far you shove it to see like maybe if I can.
Oh,
fit
it's
in
full
there.
on Mary Poppins. Like,
No. Okay.
I'm just like, shh. And then I'm like looking like, hello?
It's only me.
All right, come in.
I have a drink for someone.
You
Your
have
mic
a
a little
what?
closer.
I have a drink for someone.
Your mic. Put it a little closer. There you go. A drink for someone.
Oh, okay. I look. Is it like one drink or is it like a pitcher for like?
It
we could
is
share.
a glass of, like a goblet of something.
It's a small goblet.
Okay. You can just for me.
Yeah.
Okay. You can just set it at my little nightstand right there by my bed.
I drop it. You want one too?
Sure. I mean, the last time you made wine was pretty good. Sure, please. Thank you.
Okay.
For
Not too bad.
Jesus.
You know,
Once the door closes, Allison, can you detect magic?
yeah. As I do that, despite whatever it says about him, he's a really nice person, and I do detect magic on the goblet.
And
Oh.
at that time, I mage hand the goblet towards me, and I'm just like, that's just strange. Do you see anything weird with this? As I hold the goblet up to him.
You
I
just-
take a sip. Does it taste funny?
It tastes really good.
I mean, it tastes like wine the last time we had.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, I'll take a sip of it as well. Does it taste like when he normally makes wine for us?
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone's so paranoid.
Well, it's.
I know.
Khalil, I know, it's
Yes,
Khalil,
you
I
have reasons.
So, Kendra, do you know why it didn't work on the little pebbles? Like it absorbed. Like I felt like it took, but it didn't work. I guess.
The magic was there, but I feel like it charged the stone instead of performing the action wanted.
So how would we get that spell back? Like after we charged it, break it?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, do you still have to take magic up? Do you look at the stone? I would kind of like motion for
Oh,
you
yeah,
to do
no,
so.
I know it's on for 10 minutes.
It has
They stare at it.
staring
What is it doing?
staring at the little stone. It is glowing, whereas before it was still glowing with like some sort of magical energy. Now it has magical energy plus
Abjuration aura.
Yeah, an aura of abjuration. I was trying to remember what color that was exactly, but yes, that one.
How strong was your table, Kindred?
It's wood, I'm assuming, right?
What is it with you and breaking tables?
Well, I take off my shoe and I smash.
Okay, Yzma.
Smash it with a hammer!
So you take the heel of your boot after you slip it off your leg and just smash it down. Takes you a couple minutes. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine.
I come back with just a regular glass of water.
And now Aliquid is in mid, like a boot over a table with the little thing there.
What? We're studying. It's magic. Is that mine?
Yes, here. Bye.
Oh, this is just water.
We were using that. Get back here!
Yeah.
And then I smash. What happens?
You smash the little pebble and lift it up, and it's still there.
Look at Kindred. Do you have anything metal?
Oh, God damn it.
Remembering when I shot it with magic missile and it ricocheted like a freaking bullet,
Well,
I'm just like, let's test some more things out later when we land.
I put it away. Okay.
And I continue going back describing the new runes on the gems that we picked.
Okay.
Okay.
Mine's blue is pretty.
All right. So you guys continue to relax, study, goof around, train over the next couple of hours. Those of you who are on the top deck, Sonder, Iskra, you see in the distance as you guys have been flying not terribly high, but kind of almost tree line or tree level along the mountainside, kind of navigating the ever-changing landscape of the Great Peak Mountains as you are traveling north. As you continue traveling, you eventually come to a section where the forest kind of opens up and just goes on for what seems like forever. The mountains fall away to the west and eventually end, and you are now flying or heading over a forest. Passing over, you guys pass over rivers or heading into a forest. As you guys are doing so, you see that there are some rather large clouds in the distance, like the type that flow so high up into the air that they break that top level of the atmosphere and start flattening out. Inside,
like those giant storm clouds.
Mm-hmm. And in it, you can see the occasional like traces of light that kind of flash.
In a moment when we're taking a break, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I look at Soul and I say, "Do you think those are going to be a problem, Soul?" And kind of motion towards the clouds, since he's up on deck with us.
I can at least see if that is natural, and I'll do the cantrip for weather.
For weather, the weather cantrip.
Yeah, it's the druid craft.
Let's see.
Doppler radar turns on.
Wow! Wow!
It predicts the weather at the location for the next 24 hours.
Yeah. I was just seeing if I happen to have some sound effects for that, but I don't. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so as you focus on the energies and you take a deep breath of air. You can smell the scent of rain on trees and grass, and it's refreshing and calming, and it feels natural.
Okay.
There's also, it carries with it that note of ionized air that lightning, that a thunderstorm kind of brings.
Do I notice it at all from my little porthole in my room?
No, because this would be directly in front of you guys. So you
Okay.
see the forest, and you can see you might, with your passive investigation, you would probably notice that the lighting seems a little weird for the time of day that it is. Like it seems kind of muted and covered, but that's about the extent of it. So you probably you're probably figure that there's clouds or something on the other side of the ship where you can't see.
The clouds seem natural. It doesn't feel dangerous, but if we are to get close or if it gets to us, maybe we should step under for possible thunder, lightning.
Thank you. I hope the ship can take it.
Okay.
It's been an omen for us for quite a while now. Every time there's been large amounts of this evil power, a large thunderstorm is always present. When we were at the hotel back in Winterhold, back in Neverwinter, and as well as the mountainside when we crashed. And
Actually, I have a thought. Sorry to interrupt. I need to run downstairs. Thank you so much for training. I rush downstairs and I try to find Aliquin.
You find me in Kindred's room. Kindred, can I see your bag of holding for a second?
Yes. Just don't dump it upside down because there's a lot of stuff and it's gonna go everywhere.
I'm just curious. I grab my rope, I tie it around my waist, I hand you one end. Can you pull me out if I tug on this 3 times?
Well, actually, let me check one thing.
First off, how big is, like, I'm actually looking at your bag.
That's what I'm looking
It's like
right now.
it's like this.
I'm really skinny.
2 feet diameter,
I don't know.
4 feet deep. So you'd have to like
It's 2 feet wide.
2 feet
No,
wide?
that's not. That's diameter, right?
Yeah, diameter. So like if the opening is 2 feet wide, 4 feet deep.
It's like a man purse.
So I guess I'll kind of hold it open and ask you to step inside it.
No, well, I'm gonna just I'm gonna poke my head through. I'm curious, like
Just step inside it and
well,
and then duck down and I'll pull it up over you.
I mean,
And then if anything, I know you're in there so I can pull you out of it.
okay, well, can I? As we're talking about this, I'm assuming Iskra walks in.
Just finally knock on the right door. You're like, your head is just about to go into the back holding. You're like, no, I just want to peek inside.
No, I'm curious because
And it's great. You open the
hello?
door. You open the door and see Eloquent's upper body just like disappearing into a bag, Mary Poppins style, as like Kindred's eyes are wide, going like, "Oh God."
It's working.
I mean, it's really echoey in here, but I don't see anything.
Can I kind of like push him in the rest of the way?
No. You could probably try and make a strength check, but considering the way he is standing and just peeking in, I don't think you would be able to push him in.
I'd like to say I can come back later, but
No. Actually, I might need your help in case he falls in.
I come out of the bag. Oh, hi, Iskra. Sorry, we're doing magic stuff. What's up?
I can see. There's a storm approaching, and I had an idea. Do you have your necklace? course you have your necklace, right?
Well, yeah.
The whole time, Kindred is just like eyeing Iskra and trying to guess how tall she is.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like 5 something.
Oh no. No.
Well- What do you need?
Well, if there's a thunderstorm, we're probably gonna fly into it. We charged this last time with lightning.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I don't think it would be safe for us to be out there, but what if we like lash it with something to the mast?
I looked at Kindred.
I'm still like studying Iskra.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh, huh? What?
I like kind of look over at her sideways.
So Kindred, last time we tried to mess, I pulled the necklace out. Last time we tried to mess with this, I physically couldn't make enough energy to do anything with this, and I kind of like look up to I know we're in your room, but I'm looking up to like where the sky would be. Maybe a thundering lightning would probably charge this. It's kind of like a teleportation thing. Maybe we could I don't know, have it zap by lightning and make things happen.
Exactly. I mean, your dad had a machine to do it. Sure, it was more
His
controlled, right?
Yeah, yes. His machine was the entire room was nothing but these giant metal beams with electricity flying back and forth, and it took him, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours to focus all of it into this, and it only got me to, I don't know, the stairwell, which was what, like 30 meters, if that.
But if I
Was it
remember
something
right,
that
it was
once-
a lightning storm that caused him to have his
Yeah,
inspiration.
yeah,
so...
yeah.
As I'm writing all this down, hearing them.
So,
So you said your dad charged it with lightning,
well,
or you did?
can I make like a history check and like maybe like remember like what he did? I know I saw him do it once. It was electricity flying back and forth through these, giant metal ball looking things, and
Yeah,
like
there were these Bazorg U's. They were huge.
Yeah, no. I mean,
So then once the item became charged, did it become volatile and have to be expended immediately, or could it hold the charge indefinitely?
it held the charge until you used it, and then you can only use it at one time until you have to charge it again.
And it takes an incredible amount of focus from what I could tell looking at Eloquent's face.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So then we have the pipes to communicate with Granny in our rooms, right?
Mhm.
So then I'll just kind of walk over to the pipes and ask her like, hey Granny, the thunderstorm, are we going to be flying through it or around it?
Okay. You can wait for a moment.
Just
God damn it, why?
I'm just wondering, we don't have to, but if we had an idea, but just we're just gonna check with you since you know what to do best.
I mean, if we need to, we will do it. But I don't suggest it.
I kind of look back at the other two like,
I looked at Iskra like, I kind of like give this like familiar like grin of like,
I don't want to put everyone else in danger. It was
She's-
just you and me.
You hear like a silence, and then followed by a really long. We're going through the storm. Make sure to buckle everything down.
I like grab Eloquent by the shoulders, like, yes.
okay, yeah. Kindred, did you want to finish
but
that,
so
or do you?
how long did I have left to inscribe the runes on these 2 gems?
By this point, it's probably you would have finished both, one if not almost both of them. You didn't.
So then I have mine finished for sure, and then I'll have started on yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this was enough in the evening. This was more. This was already like we're approaching like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You can see the storm coming.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay, well, as you're doing that, Kindred, did you want us to wait for you, or I mean, I kind of have a slight feeling maybe you should be up there just in case if things go, I don't know, zappy.
mm-hmm.
I think that's probably best to have a little insurance.
I mean, I am definitely curious, Iskra. I mean, I would love to go see my dad.
But you know who actually might be the best suited to help us with this is Soul. He is a druid after all.
Yeah.
I point to Iskra and okay,
She's
you know
up
what?
on deck. I
It's-
shoot out
no,
before
yeah,
Alaska
Iskra,
finishes.
How long can you hold? Oh, she's gone.
No, she's gone. Okay, so just you know what? We'll come back. Finish mine after, because I guess yours is done already. Finish mine after this, and we're gonna just go up deck and I kind of like fiddle with it, and we're gonna go test things out. If you want to go help me.
Yeah, I'll be right there. As I just kind of like clean off my little desk, put things away, and just kind of like look at my bag and like trying to think like, how tall was Iskra? Okay.
I'm definitely curious. I will go in that fucking bag before the next over.
New character sheet time.
All right. So as you guys
Soul.
go ahead, you get up
Can
to
you
the.
channel lightning? I'm like running up the stairs.
What?
Lightning, do you know much about it? Can you manipulate it the way that Sonder and I do water?
No.
Can you predict when it's gonna strike?
No. Why?
Can you protect me if I were to get struck by lightning?
What? Why? Why? What do you mean?
Well, we're probably going into the storm, so that's a bit of news.
Which you can see is now starting to approach rather quickly, and you can feel aside from the air that's already blowing on the deck, you feel that refreshingly cool / cold air that kind of blows in whenever a storm is like approaching. You can feel the gusts, and the smells of the rainstorm have definitely picked up.
And Aliquin has a very important necklace that we would like to strike with lightning.
As she's doing this, I'm actually looking through my bag for my dagger, my metal dagger, just in case.
But I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be natural lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Is this why ship is going towards clouds?
So that time I assume I'm coming up deck and I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, but we, you know, it's already been decided, so let's just do it while we got the chance.
What? That seems like bad idea. And it also seems like you will get hurt, and this is lightning. You understand, right?
I just
It
looked
is.
back at him and
It is lightning.
You still have that poultice, right?
As if you, as he is
I
like asking
reach in
about
my
the.
pocket.
And as you feel it, you hear above you the loud crackle.
I walk over
almost
to
as if
Sol.
to punctuate the fact that the smile on Iskra's face as she grabs it, like yes.
I walk over to Sol. He's super furry. I actually like grip him. He's tall, so I just kind of like hug him. And if Iskra's plan works, I can see my dad again.
You monster!
Oof!
And
Child Elliot strikes again.
I miss him, and I don't. I just let him go, and I just kind of like walk away.
You're just like covers his mouth like you are
Make up.
more devious than even I thought you were.
Make a performance check. I want to see how well this goes.
I tried to make myself cry. Okay.
Is it raining on us yet? Can he let you know?
Oh, deception. Oh,
no,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
performance.
Oh, persuasion. Oh, a performance. Oh, okay. +4. I'm not kidding. 17 +4.
He is the saddest little Alcuin you have ever seen in your life.
Last time I saw him, I said I'll see you at home.
By this time, I assume I can like sneak next to Iskra and just be like, "He's a goddamn devil."
The last part is true.
He's like
Upper
trying
lip
to like,
quivers.
yeah. He's like, what's that gif? Get back in there, tear. um. I understand. Uh, I would like to help. I'm not sure how I can. Uh, he's trying to think of anything he can do. I can give you or who who is going to lightning how
At this point, I kind
I
of chime
don't
in and like,
understand.
I've been thinking about this, and I could always hold it out with my mage hand. It lasts for a minute at a time, so at 30-second intervals, I'll bring it back in, so that way it doesn't fly away, and recast it, send it back out, bring it back in.
If you do that, I hand him my metal dagger. I mean, lightning attracts the metal, right? I mean,
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but
As I'm like trying to look for like some twine or something to like
yeah, I
bind them
have some
together.
in my bag. Yeah.
We're in motion
So-
though. If we lose this thing,
If we lose it, it really hasn't done anything for me since we left. Because I
no,
can't.
this is this is an important object.
I know.
So, over the course of the next 30 minutes, you manage to gather enough things together to makeshift a Benjamin Franklin style kite made out of a dagger and a ring and twine. And no real kite, but it's just flying up there. The hand that kind of holds it kind of moves about in the air, about around in front of the ship, not like still over the deck, so that if for whatever reason it fell, it still falls on the ship itself, but high up enough to where it's at the very edges of Kindred's like ability, high up enough to where it's not going to interfere with striking, hopefully, anything else.
And I'm ready at any moment to cast Dimension Door to go grab it and come back to where I'm standing.
Okay, so as
So-
now the rain is starting to like fall lightly on the deck of the ship, and the lightning is starting to crackle heavily above and around you guys. We're gonna go to break.
Oh no!
So we'll be back in about a little under 10 minutes, and we will see what exactly these crazies have just done.
We are mad scientists, and I love it.
It's,
Back to the Future moment.
it's called science, okay? Test your science before you use it.
back to going live because it's just a nice little video clip of, and then we are back. Hooray! Wow, that was magical, Kindred. That was magical. Just show them what that mouth can do, yo. I just watched like a snapping turtle just eat a whole fish, just like as the chip just.
Challenge accepted.
No, that's not. That was not a challenge. I was not trying to challenge what any of you can do. Okay, moving on. So,
You asked for it.
yeah, I know. So we're in the middle of flying over the as we're starting this fly over the high forest. North of where you guys had been, the ship now sailing into the clouds or into a storm. It seems to be covering a good portion of the forest that you were having to fly to. You guys managed to somewhat convinced Alita to let you guys go ahead and plow straight through the middle of this. As the experiments continued. So last week we had all of the practical jokes. This week we're just having Science Week, as apparently y'all have been possessed by the Bill Nye and doing all of the experiments today. Today is the day we are going to discover science. All right. So, after some tinkering and experimenting, you guys now have a dagger that is wrapped around with twine, holding the locket necklace thing that Aliquin's father had given him as a experiment to use that apparently requires a large amount of power or electricity or something to power it in order to allow him to be able to travel back and forth from Ravnica to here. The rain now is starting to fall across the deck in pretty consistent sheets. It's not like a light rain anymore. It's pretty much just rain. It's not super heavy. It's just rain. And at the speed that you guys are traveling, a good 20 knots. Just kidding. It's like 20 miles or something. You guys are flying through the air. The light around you is kind of starting to darken and diminish now that you are heading into the storm, as it were. And on the deck we find Sol, Iskra, Kindred, Aliquin, Galil, and Sonder. Are you guys below deck, I'm assuming?
Yes. Sonder will stay below deck.
Aelin seeing you guys do this, he's like, I'm going to go inside of the cabin there, and if you need me, I will be watching you, but I'm getting out of the rain. And so he goes out, and you can see him light a lantern there on the inside of the little cabin area. And you guys are now crowded around the front of the ship. Go ahead.
Since we're on the deck and we're I'm assuming there's pockets of turbulence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a crazy wild ride, but it's not smooth.
But
you can feel the ship vibrate with the wind.
I'm gonna go through my bag of holding, pull out a 50-foot rope I have, tie it around my waist, and secure it onto the somewhere very stable.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just look at anyone. I'm like, I got one more rope. Who wants it?
Shake my head.
I recommend that most of us go below deck. I will stay up, but under the door.
So,
I hand it to Iskra then.
Right. I loop it around myself and then extend it out further. We could double up.
I look to Iskra and just shake my head. I'm fine. I got this. I just kind of like. So is the necklace already like up in the air, or it is? I look up at it, and like as the rain is hitting my face, it's like masking how the tears are falling off of my face. I kind of like mutter to myself, "This is what I have to do to see you, isn't it? Just this is so difficult to finally get a hold of you. And when I finally did, I left, and this is what I have to do to see you again, Dad. And I'm taking that chance because you won't. So."
Kindred. And I have like this little monk figure that we'll use that for Iskra. And Sandra, you're downstairs. Galil, you said you're downstairs too?
I'm actually going to the Granny.
Okay, so you're gonna be.
Why the hell is she flying close to the storm?
Okay. Oh, you're going to go ask her?
Yeah.
All right. So going into the cabin area, you can see that Granny is in the process of. She's like really focused on what she's doing. You can see the magical readouts that are displaying these little illusions that are passing by, and you can see her attention is focused on the things. You open the door and close it behind you, and she kind of looks up for a second. What is it? I'm busy.
Why are you going into the storm?
Why don't you ask your friends? They're the ones who wanted to go in the storm for whatever reason. It looks like they're.
She kind of gestures out past you, and she's like, it looks like they're all gathered around there for some sort of rain dance or something. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh,
And then she's
yeah.
like,
But to be fair, this is probably the fastest way to get through here anyway. The storm was pretty massive. So either we put down now and wait it out, or we try and get as far as we can go before, we crash and burn and die. So it's just what we gotta do, apparently.
Where's the nearest seatbelt and parachute?
Well, if you want to get in one of the minnows, I wouldn't blame you. I'd send the boys to the other one just in case.
I'll meet them.
Excellent. Give them my love in case we all crash and die. But don't worry, I'm gonna find that kindred woman, and I'm gonna haunt her ass for the rest of her life if anything happens to me.
Me and Finn go to the minnows.
okay.
So, I'm going to be giving resistance on someone, but there's a lot of y'all up there.
Well, I'm the one actually holding the ring with Mage Hand, right? Sending it out into the storm.
Yes.
But everyone's like all huddled around you, aren't they?
Yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of hooks and rings around this center little section here on the outside, so you can tie ropes to yourself, and you won't have to be using an entire 50 foot of rope. You can kind of loop it through one of the rings and have it to where each end ties onto. So you have enough for 4 people, technically.
Okay.
I'm going to cast resistance onto Kindred, and I'm going to be a little bit at a distance, but still maintaining concentration. And I don't know, but just in case, I think I'm also going to summon a totem.
Okay.
Let's see. I could do the bear, which gives y'all advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. In case y'all need to do some kind of dexterity things.
Whatever you're wanting to do.
I just look at Aliquin. I'm just like, you ready? You know what we're doing?
I look back at Kindred. Yeah, we're gonna charge this, and hopefully it takes, and we can use it later.
So, do you know light?
I do not.
I know light.
You do?
And, yes, what would you need?
So then,
Light?
like on the next time before I like bring the ring back in with my mage hand, before sending it out again, I'll ask her to. Would you mind casting light on this? That way, it just makes it easier for us to see it.
I pass my hand over it, and as the raindrops fall through my fingers onto the necklace, dagger, the whole situation, like the droplets start to like bioluminesce, like there's little algae in them. So
All right.
it is light. It just looks a little different.
I like it. Nice. Just like send it back out with Mage Hand.
All right. So, you guys feel like you guys have now hit a pretty good center part of the storm as the lightning and the rain has increased. Whether it's due to the wind that is blowing it on you guys now, or it's just the storm that is increasing in volume.
My goggles on to help me keep my eyes trained on
So you have your hand just extended out, and there's like a mirror image of that hand holding the dagger, and you're just like trying to wait for it. Occasionally, you see a lightning strike as it kind of like zooms past you guys, and strikes like a tree that's off in the distance. And so you can tell that this storm is starting to pick up in intensity. Eventually, however, you've got out there for probably like 15, 20 minutes, and the lightning kind of seems to stop and die down for a minute, before it finally, each of you feel for a moment the hair, even through the damp wetness that is the rain. Soul certainly starts looking like a charged, like static charged stuffed animal as the hair kind of just starts lifting from his body, and your mind, Kendrick, instantly goes, "Oh shit!"
Fuck.
I make eye contact with everyone.
as all of you like brace, and you see the crackle of lightning snake through the sky and then drop down towards you guys. With this loud crackle, I need all of you on the deck to make a dexterity saving throw for me as lightning strikes the ship and the dagger.
Oh, and the dagger. Sweet.
It like strikes the dagger, but then splinters off and like strikes the mast, the deck, and it starts like fingering down to hit the deck of the ship.
Do I need to do that too if I'm kind of at a distance?
How far? Okay, you're not up with them. So, are you tied to the?
No.
Are you tied
Yeah.
with them at all? Okay, so you could probably
No,
be
not with them. No,
because there's
I'm
only
off
two.
on this side.
All right, so you can like inside here is where inside this little area is where Aelin is currently hiding.
Mhm.
So you can be in there, so you can watch, but it's from an indoor thing. You can only get out from the other side.
Yeah,
Wanna
I
be
just
in
need
there?
to make sure I keep concentration for the resistance.
Okay, yeah. So then you're on the inside of this thing.
So did you say we have advantage on dexterity saving throws?
One of you
For
does.
the
Well,
resistance?
he did. No, he did
With the totem?
No,
Oh,
the
the-
totem only did for strength saving
Okay.
throws.
Just making sure, but regardless, I got a nat 20 on my save.
I got
Nice.
16 plus 3.
Nice.
Look a little rougher for me.
She's dead.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
A
And
5.
My dexterity is +3.
7, 8.
but I am
Okay,
on
it's
fine.
fine. Yeah, no, it's
Then
Amazing.
you're secured to the
Also-
ship.
The bear spirit gives you 5 temporary hit points plus my druid level, which is 6. So 6 plus 5 extra temporary hit points for everyone there.
just in case if we die. Okay.
So, would this be an opportunity that I could,
Evade.
take...
Faster than lightning.
Okay. So, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Because my video on this side froze, and I was like, "Oh no!" There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, the Knights of Silver Moon kind of just went away.
Oh yeah. It's probably just because I was doing.
It's the storm. It's interfering.
It's the storm. Yeah. the sound is all there, but
Thunder were the only ones left.
Yeah. There it goes.
Spend a key point to take a dodge action. And reroll this dice.
Let's see here. I think so. I think that should be fine. I'm refreshing everything.
Well, if you're elemental type, aren't you resistant to all? Aren't you resistant to all elemental
That's a great
attacks
question.
or something like that? I
Let me
remember
look at
reading
my
about
rules here.
I
for
think
a
you have to be that type because I think you also have weaknesses to the opposite type of attacks. I thought.
Yeah, I myself am not an elemental type, but maybe I don't think Way of the Four Elements gives me any kind of elemental resistance.
Let's see here. I'm gonna restart this real quick.
Eloquent, how to let you talk me into this?
So, to start with, Kindred, you do manage to. I need you to also make a concentration check for me too, because of the
Concentration check?
just for Kindred, because he's the one who's holding it.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was my idea. If I
like
get
just a
struck by
straight roll?
lightning, it's
Constitution. Saving throw.
12 plus 4, so 16. And then I will saving face to boost it. Wait. Yeah, I'll saving face.
Okay. So that brings it up to what?
Because there's 3 allies by me, right?
There's 4. Yes, because let me put someone that's standing for Aelin, but Aelin is inside too.
Okay.
So I'll just put another character in there.
12 plus 4, 16, so dirty 20.
Very 20. All right. Yeah. So you maintain concentration. Well, boom. This is not functioning. We are gone. That's okay. We'll just continue with voice. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I can fix this. I know. Poor Iskra's like, am I alive? Am I dead? What is happening? What is happening right now?
I'm over here stress eating Starburst.
There we go. Temporary fix.
smite me, gods.
Well, I mean, you know.
Okay,
Careful.
Lieutenant Dan.
Technically.
Careful what you ask for because you might get it.
I think it's coming.
Getting their tombstones ready.
Here lies everybody because they thought they were so great.
Thunder's doing one of those like really quick nun prayers and like clutching.
Yeah. So Sonder, down below, you're starting to feel a little on the not quite seasick, but you can definitely feel the movement rocking, the thunder and lightning getting louder and more frequent before finally you hear this loud explosion from above and you can feel the ship dive suddenly.
Fuck.
Iskra, since you did fail the save, you only take half the damage from the electricity. So that would be you take 10 points of lightning damage as one of the fingers of the lightning, as you like dive to roll out of the way. In the brief moment of how quick this happens, you see the little arc that kind of strikes the ground and then slices towards you, and you can feel it pass over your body just ever so quickly. Before you feel like your whole body tense and tighten for just a brief second or a brief moment before you kind of relax. You can feel the rain passing over you. Kindred is like still holding on, having dodged the lightning bolts, like dancing around him, almost like in a very epic, wizard-like lightning slow motion, just like going past his face as he's holding steady that holding steady aloft the dagger. The ship, you can see, guys, those who are on the deck, see that the air elemental like flickers and fades for a moment. Some of it, the circle that it creates, arcs outwards, and you can see what almost looks like a tendril or arm of the air elemental. This seems to try and escape from its holding pattern, as it were. The ship just starts.
Held it?
Huh?
What was it that held it in?
It was just some sort of magic of the pylons themselves. But with the lightning strike having hit the ship and the pylons, you can see that the pylons flicker with the runes that are on the masts themselves, flicker and shudder for a moment before settling again. And in that moment of them flickering, you guys feel the ship just fall from beneath you, as the ship suddenly just like plummets down at least 20 to 25 feet. It just falls before like lifting back up again. You guys are shaken for the moment as like the ship still is like flying through the air, but it seems like for that brief moment of the lightning strike, it seemed to have disrupted some things.
So immediately bring the ring in, secure it, and as soon as it's like I'm holding it myself.
Nicholas, yes.
I turn to Aelin in the porthole and I just message him. I'm like, tell her we need an immediate landing now. We're good. Then,
you can see Aelin is like pressed up against the window, like his hands, like his eyes wide, his hands on the glass, just like looking at everything that's going on. You can see him run back to the metal piping along the back, and suddenly you feel the ship starting to like descend gradually lower as the lightning seems to have like moved on to the edges of the storm, and currently you are on a pocket of just rain as you guys are starting to head down toward the forest.
And then after doing so, I'll look for Alaquin.
Yeah,
I'm actually running over to Iskra right now with Spare the Dang like ready. I'm running over to her. Iskra, are you okay? And I'm ready to do it.
Iskra, you see Iskra like look over at you as you will come up to her. She looks shaken, slightly frazzled, but
are you okay? Are you okay? What's wrong? Like
speak to me.
I wasn't quite quick enough, I don't think. It got like zapped.
I scoop you up and I hold you. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It was my idea.
No, this is fine. I don't know if it worked or not, but let's go inside and let's get dried off, okay?
I like unlash myself from the deck.
Okay.
But then seeing that and seeing Alaquin head that way, I'm just gonna put the necklace on. We'll figure it out later. Looking up where the lightning hit at the pylon. Mm-hmm. Does it look like something I could not immediately fix, but like cast mending and start working on?
Make a perception check. From this distance with the rain and the failing light, it's kind of hard to tell. It's high up enough where now you can see that the elemental that is keeping the ship aloft seems to be doing okay. It only faltered for a moment. You do see that there are some charred marks on the mast itself, but it doesn't look like there's any structural damage to it.
Okay. And about how far is it up on the ship? Like, essentially asking, like, can I Misty Step to it and like be on secured somewhere where I could start casting mending on things?
There's the pylon, the central pylon of the mast doesn't really have any spots for you to grab onto without some sort of gear or something.
Okay, how about on the mast then itself?
That's what I'm saying. That central pylon of the mast doesn't seem to have anything
Oh.
for you to grab. It's not like a mast, like a normal.
You grab up too.
Yeah, it's basically a pole, like a long mast without any cross beams.
Okay then.
Yeah. That was a lot more difficult than for whatever reason it was supposed to be.
Sandra will be at the bottom of the stairs, like maybe with medical equipment, so like bandages or like.
As you're standing there at the bottom of the stairs, you can see that there are the water that is falling from above, just like cascading down the steps and in through little vents there on the second floor that kind of trickle the water out of the ship, so it doesn't take on water so much. But you guys are, for the moment, you guys are going downstairs. The rest of the party that was upstairs kind of comes down. You can see Iskra looks a little out of it.
I'm actually.
It tastes metal.
well, I'm holding on to Iskra, and I'm like, I'm leading her downstairs. I'm asking her like, "Are you okay? Can you still breathe? Is everything okay? Like, do you feel tinkly? Like, what's going on?"
It's... I've had a jolt, but I think I'm okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Everything smells a little purple, though.
I know. It smells like toast. I know. I know.
So from the inside, would you be able to like keep an eye on the main pylon and see where the air elemental was?
From the inside, only if you stood in the stairwell that leads down. But from what you can see, if you're standing there and kind of keeping an eye on it,
yeah, I'll stay outside then keep an eye on it just in case, like, to monitor what's happening.
Okay.
Until we land.
Yeah. So you go inside the.
No, I'll stay out on deck.
On the deck.
Walk.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I meant like.
Eye on it.
Okay, so you stay out on the deck and kind of holding on. It has now gotten sufficiently dark to where really the only light coming around you is the air elemental itself that kind of shimmers with that white blue light, and the lantern from the cabin, the passenger cabin that's behind you, as well as upstairs where the bridge is. You can see the lights, the greens and yellows that kind of are coming from Alina's instruments and stuff. Those are the lights that you kind of see right now. The only other light outside of that, because it's gotten so dark, is the occasional lightning flash, and you can see the just expanse of the forest in all directions.
So, I'm looking for Kindred, and do I see him at all?
Looking for Kindred. I mean, you would have noticed as you guys went down that he stayed up.
There should be light from the locket too. Still.
Okay. I'm gonna. Well, Iskra, just stay here for a second. I'm gonna go back up deck because you just need to relax, okay? And just calm down.
Like a man to tell a woman
just
what
breathe.
to do.
Well, just breathe. I mean, you can come back up if you want to, but like you just got struck by lightning, and I don't want you to get hurt. You know?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. I hope it worked though.
Me too, and I'm gonna go find out, and I'm gonna go run back upstairs to like where Kindred is.
I'll go talk to Iskra too. Are you okay? Tell me, what do you feel? And I'm like so a little shaky. He's all like shaky and stuff.
Just a little strange. Like
you got zapped by lightning, girl.
I feel all of everything is kind of sore.
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on her, which I don't know if she's paralyzed at all, but just in case.
Probably helps with the tingly numbness that she's feeling through her midsections right now.
And then, just in case as well, I'm gonna do Healing Spirit. So that little healing fairy thing will kind of like little light fairy thing will flying around you.
So you have
So-
Navi from The Legend of Zelda.
More like
little fairy
more formed like a
an actual little
glowing
person. Yeah.
Tinkerbell,
Like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
but not someone who is a terrible person like
Yeah.
What's her name?
Not the jealous bitch like her.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna run over to Kindred and see if like do you have it did it survive? Is it singed?
Yeah, seeing
Is it
you run
broken?
in, I just put it on, and I'm like kind of holding it as I'm like keeping an eye on everything.
Okay. He's asking you though if it worked.
Like-
or
Oh,
what's
I
wrong.
haven't even looked at it or checked on it. I'm just like looking at everything else and probably don't
Okay.
even see you come like up to me.
I'm gonna run over and like kind of grab your shoulders. Let's get him back inside. I think we have what we needed.
I just want to watch and make sure the elemental doesn't escape or we don't sustain more damage. But I know, like, look and make sure. I'll take it off and I hand it to you.
I grab it and put it back on. If it escapes, I can make another. So
Air elemental?
yeah, can't you?
No. Guess I'm kind of like,
Okay.
oh,
Well,
wow. Okay, then we can go in.
okay. Well, how about this? We did our science experiment.
The ship
let's
starts
go-
to like go into a slow spin around as it seems like Elena has found a clearing or a spot.
I think we're okay. Let's go back inside to your room and let's assess what we just did. Okay. Let's make sure that what we did is not going to be in vain or going to be lost. Okay. And now is the perfect time to look at this.
As I'm untying the rope to secure me, I'm like, okay.
And then we just go to his room, like kind of briskly down the hallways to his room.
Everybody else who is downstairs, right? You guys
Yeah.
kind of all together. Oh yeah, Galil, you're up
Yeah.
on the deck still, right?
I'm on the minnow.
You're on. Oh yeah, you're on the minnow. I forgot. So this entire time, as the ship has fallen, you three are in the minnow currently. You can see the two boys are kind of huddled together, looking at the porthole outside as they see the flashes of lightning through that whole experience. When the ship was struck, both boys wound up jumping into your lap and like clinging tightly to you. Kind of hiding behind you and the minnow as they are like clinging to you for dear life, possibly all screaming as the ship took that dive for a moment before righting itself, and you heard Aylin's voice coming through the metal pipes about needing to make a immediate landing, and Alina saying "No shit," and the ship like starts to right itself, and yeah, so you're still in the middle then. But it's been a wild ride.
Out of my lung.
Does the pipes in the ship like voice to everybody? Like if I yell on the
Some
pipes,
some of them
everybody
is yeah. There's one that's kind of like it echoes out to everybody kind of thing.
hear? Okay. I'm gonna grab that one and say, Iskra, come to Kindred's room.
I'm gonna stand up and head that way.
I'll help her along on a shoulder.
And I'm just like, you bitches.
I thank Sonder. I smile at the little fairy that Soul made too.
And Soul, help me carry Iskra over there. We'll check her wounds when we get there.
You guys,
I think I can walk. Just if I could have
No.
a shoulder.
You don't. Nah, you've already got scooped up by Soul.
It scoops both of us.
you guys hear the scraping of like tree limbs as it like runs across the bottom of the ship, and occasionally along the sides of the ship as you guys are just like navigating down still before the ship just kind of starts a descent downwards. It doesn't really like coast inwards. It seems to have stopped. You can feel it you guys lurch forward a bit and then kind of settle before it like just begins a straight descent downwards. But Iskra, you get to Alcuin's, or you get to Kindred's room.
Well, I'm as Iskra gets there, I'm already talking to Kindred.
Wasn't that exhilarating?
I take off the necklace and I kind of like throw it on the table. I'm just like, okay. I turn on detect magic and I'm looking at it as hard as I can. I'm just like I'm trying to decide, like, did it work? Did this lightning strike actually do it? Like what we wanted to?
I'm just looking at it like any non-detect magic visible changes to it at all.
Detect magic. Are you using detect
Just
magic?
regular without detect magic, like any.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to recall what it looked like when we had seen it in charged form before.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
it
was
was sort of
magic
like
on
a
it, yeah.
really like.
Okay, I just like I
stormy
feel
kind
like
of look, right?
someone was using detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
So
As I look from Sol and Saunders' arms.
Kindred, looking at the object, you can see that the little floating marble that kind of sits in the middle of that diamond shape. It is glowing. I wouldn't say brightly, but it is definitely glowing.
Enough that I noticed.
You've seen it, yeah. You've seen it before. Whenever it seemed to have like a small, like I said, it had that like almost like a small storm carried inside it. Now it seems that it is almost spinning rapidly on the inside, kind of like when you shake a water bottle in a circle and you can see the water start spinning on the inside. It looks kind of similar to that, but the little cloudy sandstorm that was on the inside seems to be spinning rapidly. Alcuin, as you were looking at it through detect magic, it is definitely charged. As you can see that it is giving off a large glow, a really bright glow. It's not like it's painful to look at or anything, but it is definitely giving off a really bright glow. Not only from the bead itself, but the entire diamond shape as well.
Did it work?
I don't know. I honestly don't know how to test for this either. I don't want to use it and then like disappear again for months.
I wouldn't, but I just from looking at it normally, I can see if only a fraction of the power did take some of the lightning.
Yeah.
Bolin really is a genius.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm honestly trying to decide like what to do with this right now. Like we have it. I don't know. I'm afraid to use it right now.
I wouldn't, but we'll continue to monitor it throughout and see if it continues to hold the charge. I mean, if anything, it could be a oh shit moment.
Mm-hmm. Even if it did actually take the charge, I don't know how far it would take me. Would it take me home, or would it take me 500, 800, 900 feet? Or like right now we're in the air, so even if I tried to use it now, I don't know where I would even land.
And you notice that you notice that you guys are still going down. This forest is apparently rather deep.
Is what?
You've been going down like just almost like an elevator kind of sensation. You've been going down for almost a whole minute before you reach like 2 minutes, and on like the verge of 3, you feel it slow down, and you can feel it the ship kind of settle into the ground.
Just so everyone understands, this is a really powerful object. We came from another world to get here on this thing, and that was a mistake. Imagine what it can do if we figure out how to use it for real.
Absolutely.
No need to tell me twice. I looked at it once and yeah, I not even really understanding it, grasp the power behind this thing. It's remarkable.
There is one person who may understand some of it. You say that your father is a great scientist. Perhaps Beryl may be able to figure out what this thing may carry or how it works.
Beryl, you said?
Yes,
I don't know who that is.
she's
like
back
a
on
wolf.
attendant.
I was like, yeah, you may have
Fixed
met
my
her.
boots.
She's a tinkerer of sorts, and she's made amazing things, including the small little ships that we ride on. She might be able to figure this out.
I'm gonna have to ask her like whenever I see her.
Mhm.
And do you think the ship's okay?
I was watching it. It doesn't look like we sustained serious damage, but like I said, it's better if we land it ASAP and
You
do
guys
a
have
good
landed.
assessment.
Oh, we've already landed. Okay. I kind of give like an awkward glance to Iskra, and it would be so funny if this actually like worked.
I just like kind of laugh in a nervous but excited way. It's like, it would, wouldn't it? Replicating the first time it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
Still-
mind if I ask a question?
Sure. Yeah.
Look up.
What purpose how do I ask? What purpose do you want this necklace to do?
I looked at Iskra. So my dad, in his laboratory, he was working on trying to teleport people, objects, many objects from one place to another with zero effort. All he would need to do is have like a necklace like this or a machine, and like I would like slightly describe all the like pistons and like things that my dad would need. Like he would take a person and then just teleport them to like where they would need to go instantly.
There's a very large version of this in his
And
dad's lab.
an entire like room size. It was amazing. And he made this. I pick up the necklace and it's kind of like hot to the touch. Like he made this necklace for me. I don't know. Like it would be nice to see him again if it worked.
That was my thought too. Right now, I think what we're doing is too important to use it.
Yeah. I don't know how long this can hold a charge. I don't know how many other thunderstorms that we'd run into between now and then. But if it could hold a charge, then I won't use it. But if it can't hold a charge, then I look at Iskra. I kind of want to use it.
Is this so you can return home?
To return home, but I know my dad can send me back. I don't.
We don't even completely understand how we got here, though. What if we can't come back?
It was an accident, wasn't it?
Let us give it some more time and study, because who's to say you don't end up in a third world that we have no idea what it is? Or what if it sent you to the far realm?
Yeah.
I want to see my sisters too, but I think Kindred's right.
When the time comes, I will help you return to your family as well, but safely.
I wanted us to have the option.
I'm gonna go check
Exactly.
on something real quick.
In the meantime, I'm staring at this necklace, like with my tech magic on, and I'm actually envisioning like a portal straight to my dad and my mom at the table that we had dinner at right before I left.
I'm gonna walk back. Do you guys hear that?
Or what?
Saunders.
There's something.
Sandra gets up and leaves the room.
There's something on the ship, and I just run to the top.
Alcuin,
Oh,
Alcuin, what did you say? You were envisioning a portal?
No, I'm when I left, I
Oh.
was in my I was in my dad's like lab, and right before then I was like at the table, like at a dinner table with my mom and my dad, and we were having such a good dinner together. Like that's what like I'm seeing right now. It's I just miss that, but I'm not going to do anything with that thought. Just it would be nice to see him again.
Okay. Sandra, you go out into the hallway, and you can hear the rain still falling down the staircase as you kind of approach cautiously, and you listen. Make a perception check for me.
I followed Sonder too. He
Okay.
made me nervous.
Yeah.
Did you leave me
Perception.
there in the room, or did you take me with?
I would have left the room.
Dropped
Yeah.
you.
We set you down.
What was the check again? I'm sorry.
Perception.
Perception. That's performance. 15.
15. Okay. Staring up into the rain as it's like falling down, you just see the darkness, the occasional distant crackle of thunder, the flash of lightning that kind of lights these tall trees that you can just barely make out beyond the lightning. Even as you see it, seems so far and sparse compared to the amount of foliage that is blocking right now, but you don't hear anything. You go.
What's that?
Did you go back
I'll
up on the
give it a
deck?
minute, and then I'll just like spice remember something. Like, did you see anything?
I heard a thump on the roof, and a couple others after one another. I thought maybe there was something up here.
Are you gonna go up on the deck, or are you staying down below?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth and try to go up on the deck, and
Sure.
I'll let them know.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow him and stealth as well.
Sure. Go. Both of you go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
Do you tell it? You said you told us that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just turn your spies on roll. We can hear as well.
Okay.
I got a 27.
I'll turn my spies murmur on, so anything that I hear goes in the mic. That's a 23.
Oh, calm down. Okay. 23.
Yeah.
Soul, what was yours?
27.
27. You guys carefully edge your way to the top of the stairs, not making any of the creaking wood noises as you get to the top of the stairs. You can feel the rain pouring down around you. You kind of peek up very slowly onto the deck and kind of peer around. So you don't see anything but the rain. You see another flash of lightning from above. This time a little closer. In that brief flash of light, you can see that there are some branches that have fallen onto the deck. Like not like big, huge branches, but there are like pieces of, just like in a heavy storm, the little twigs and branches that you would see on your around that have fallen or been knocked from the tree. It's that kind of like you can see that there are twigs and branches, debris, that are on the deck. The light from the center lounge area is still kind of casting a light very dimly on the deck itself.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at and kind of like hold Soul not to come up. I'm gonna go ahead and take. Let's see what I have.
The rest of you guys are with the spy's murmur. You can hear the rain kind of strangely echoing in your head as you kind of hear it both on the surface of the deck above you, but also you can hear it kind of around you inside your head, using with the spy's murmur.
So then, looking out of my little porthole, like it's with the canopy and everything, it's really dark.
Yeah, it's
right.
pitch black outside, except for the occasional flashes you see from the lightning.
So then, looking at, because it's just you two in my room with me still, right?
Yeah. What's going on? Like we just landed.
It might be safe if we try to put out as much of the lights as we can. I don't want to be a shining beacon in this forest of dark. And I'm already like making my way to like dim my light as low as I can in my room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I kind of help you like putting out candles and stuff.
Yeah, I'll help too.
And so then
I keep smiling at Aliquin occasionally though.
Kindred, Iskra, sorry, Iskra, I think I figured out a way to test this out to see if it worked. Like as soon as this is done, I kind of want to try it.
Okay, if you want to. I can't believe we did it. I think we did it.
Just nod, and I look back at Kindred. Yeah, yeah.
And meet back here in 5. And then I'll like head out the hallway and try to like start dimming lights, like keeping low light on for us, but for the most part that we're not seen, obviously.
Right.
I wonder if I can try something here to help us, Sonder.
This would be telepathically.
Right.
Yes.
So let's see.
You do see the branches that have attached themselves to the ship.
I think I'm gonna try to conjure animals.
Okay.
I can conjure 8 that are challenge rating of 1/4 or lower, and I can do 8 of 0 level weasels to kind of just go out and about and investigate for us, and then return back if they see anything. They have a stealth of +5, and then they have keen hearing and smell. They have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
That's good to know.
Okay.
And I also
So
have.
are you doing that or not?
Yes.
Okay. So as you cast the magic, and the little weasels seem to just like slowly come out of the water that is falling down the stairs. They just they look almost like little water forms that just kind of jump back up, and as they jump up and up the stairs, they slowly become actual weasels that start running up and scampering around the deck. Because of the rain and the darkness, they would normally roll at disadvantage, so we're just going to do a straight roll with this one. So go ahead and make a perception check for them. What else were you going to say, Sol?
Oh, just saying that I have speech of the woods, so beasts can understand my speech, the orders I give them. I have something else too that I think I can slightly understand them too. Speech of the beast and leaf. You can communicate with, though not understand beast and plants.
Oh well.
Have advantage on charisma checks to influence them, but okay.
Well, if you can speak to plants, then maybe you can try to figure out why these branches have latched on.
Well, they haven't latched. They're just like fallen onto the deck. It just looks like
from when we were landing.
From when you were landing. Yeah. Remember you were brushing along the sides of the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. 24 for stealth for them.
24 for stealth, okay. And then roll the perception check for them.
Okay.
As they are cleverly worming their way along edges and staying out of sight as much as possible.
I got a 12 for perception.
Okay. Some of the weasels, as they make their rounds around the ship, they start eventually coming back to you. And each one, as it comes to you, is like,
Didn't see anything. Nope, saw nothing.
Okay. Thank you. And I pet them and let them go away.
they start jumping down the stairs past you, and as they jump down the stairs, they become more and more water-like until they just seem to dissolve into the water that is falling into the vents near your feet at the bottom.
You want to go investigate with me?
Yeah, I can help with that.
Okay. And I'll go and get on the deck and look around myself, looking down, and if everything's okay, then hop off and onto the forest floor.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Are you guys sticking close together?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. Okay. It teetered on the 20, and then it was like 14.
Oh.
22.
Mine was
22.
worse. I got you said perception, right? 9.
I want to be in dark light too, except that this didn't work quite as well as I had hoped it would be. That's fine. You guys, as you guys are looking about, you see that there are large branches that have fallen near the front of the ship. And for a minute you think, maybe that's probably what you heard. You kind of look up as the rain kind of falls down, and then those flashes of light that you see, like lightning goes across the sky. You can see that brief moment where the rain's just like falling towards you in these heavy drops. Kind of just shake it off. You don't see anything immediately that catches your eye. Sonder, you turn back to Soul and just kind of like shrug for a moment, and a hand comes up and covers your mouth. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me really quick. Soul, in that moment where you see a hand that covers his mouth, you feel that both of your arms are pulled backwards and restrained, and another hand covers your mouth. I need you to make a Constitution check for me as well.
Oh my god.
Do you still have it to where we can hear your everything on your end, Sonder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for an hour or two,
Yeah.
unless I go unconscious. I got a 15.
Okay.
As a save. Oh no.
You said Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
I got an 8.
Okay. Sonder, your eyes go wide as you feel yourself being pulled back, and you feel nothing and see nothing but darkness.
Oh no.
Soul, you as well. You take a deep breath and you feel this scent go into your nose, and immediately you realize, oh shit. And just your consciousness fades as you both fall unconscious. You guys notice that the sounds that you were hearing of the rain that sounded like it was falling around you stops, and all you hear now is the rain from the top.
We didn't hear anything out of the ordinary when they grabbed Sonder.
Nope.
Illusion.
So then once it stops, they'll just be like, Sonder?
No reply.
Sonder?
Nothing.
Soul?
Nothing.
Cage your Dragon not getting anything?
Nothing.
Hey guys, are you okay?
Hello?
Hello.
You hear a cricket out of nowhere, just beep, beep.
I don't know much about the spell, but I don't think it turns off, does it? I mean, unless they
No,
took it out, but like even if they took it out, you'd still hear stuff, right?
No,
I don't think
because
this is a
whoever
good
wouldn't
sign.
be concentrating. But Sonder never takes this out. That's unlike him. Fuck, what could
guys-
have had
you
a
guys-
telepathic bond on him?
You guys hear like a thud out in the, and it sounds like it's coming from the hallway outside.
Like out
Like
outside my door?
outside, yeah, in the hallway out in the on the lower deck. You just feel like you hear either something fall over or you just hear a dull thud of something hitting wood.
I like sound,
Saunders shoe.
like very
Actually,
very
it's a
silently.
It's just his leg.
I like.
You don't
I,
wear shoes either.
Nope.
I
Me
I
stare,
use sandals, but I don't use them much.
Sorry,
very-
Eloquent.
being very very quiet, I stare at Kindred and I look at Iskra and I just kind of like shake my head like.
You hear across the hallway one of the doors creaks open.
Do our doors have locks on them?
Yes, they do. They can lock from the inside.
Do they silently lock, or is it like make a?
They make a clicking sound.
I open my my journal and I point to a dimension door to Kindred. And I'm just gonna like nod my head.
You hear the doorway directly across from Kindred's open.
As I prepare.
The three of you, I think Iskra has the highest perception. Oh, the three of you go ahead and make a perception check.
Shit.
Oh, no.
I'm at the minnows, bitches.
17 plus 1.
Aw, nat 20.
Nat
17
20.
plus 1. So 18 for me.
18. Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay. Iskra, you hear the faintest sound of whispers in the hallway.
Is it probably
just
not
like-
a language Iskra knows?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna double check.
Oh shit.
Actually, you might. No, no pressure, no creepy at all. This is fine. This is all fine.
So, as this is happening, I'm looking at Kindred. I'm like, dimension door outside, 500 feet that way now. I grab a hold of Iskra and I do dimension door and I go 500 feet outside that way. Because I know we're landed, so I don't know where I'm going to land. I'm going to go 500 feet away from me.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so you grab, like, Iskra is like leaning forward and listening. She hears like the voices on the outside. You do understand Elvish, therefore you do hear the voices that are saying, "Check the next door." And right as you hear like the door handle start to turn, Aliquin grabs you from behind, and you both go flying through the air.
Saying that, you cast invisibility.
Before you're able to do that, you see the door, like as you're like doing the spell to cast and to turn yourself invisible, you see a cloaked figure with a bow drawn, covered in branches and twigs, move into sight in the doorway before you become invisible itself. The last thing that Iskra, Aliquin, you both fly backwards and are suddenly landing. You start falling before you hit the ground, now covered and soaked in rain on the outside of the airship. Kindred, you see the figure as it like looks inside. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh god.
Just a straight stealth roll, because you were in the process of casting the spell as they were opening it. So let's see.
So no bonus?
No bonus. Just
12.
12. Their eyes sweep the room. You can see just barely the lower silhouette of a very young, pointed chin as they are peeking through the door with their bow drawn. You see it,
Just one?
just one, and then behind them you see 2, 3 shadows move past further down the hallway. As the figure withdraws, goes into the hallway. Nothing here, as it speaks in Elvish, and continues down the hall. And that is where we'll leave off for until next week.
Oh no!
No!
God damn it.
Oh!
Ha. Aha. Well done, guys.
Yay, we charged the necklace.
Yay!
Yay!
We're dead now.
Oh my
happened?
god,
Lost
that was.
Sonder and Soul.
They are upstairs somewhere.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, that was brilliant. The F using like Benjamin Franklin. What kind of crazy
We were curious,
ass?
okay?
Yeah,
We're wrapped up in the
clearly.
science mode, okay?
Gave us 10 hours to do nothing, okay? What were we supposed to
I
do?
know. Well, I mean, this was, that's exactly what I
Uh-huh.
expect. And then to end on such a lovely note.
You know how much I hate idle time without being able to study or do stuff?
I mean, I knew you were gonna do something. I figured you were gonna study or something.
I
But,
hope we get a
well-
cool lightning scar or something out of it.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? You did get struck by lightning. You could knock that off your
Well,
bucket
you did,
list.
So.
If you start hearing lightning god speak to you in your head, then let us know.
Storm Lord.
The Storm Lord.
Stork Lord.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was fun. All right, guys.
Wow.
We will
It
see
was
you next week. Bye.
Ta-ta!